Have you ever heard about Pluto? Or have you ever heard about a dwarf planet? My name is Rory Kim. Today I'm going to tell you about the space universe. The reason I did this is because I like it and I am interested in it. There are two contents called the planets, and there are the contents called the dwarf planets. There are 8 planets in total and 5 dwarf planets that are known today. The first planet is called Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet from the Sun, and it is bigger than the Earth's moon. It has 88 days in an year, and it has no moons or no rings that are found. The second planet is called Venus. Venus is the second closest planet, and it is a little smaller than the Earth, and it is very dangerous because it could have a storm that could cover the whole planet, and it has different directions, the opposite directions of the sun moving. Like if the sun goes to here, then Venus goes from here. The third planet is called Earth. Earth isn't round, it has a squishy interior, like it has kind of little dots in there. And Earth is the planet that only has life, and the moon is getting far from the Earth. The fourth planet is called Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. It is red because it's a reddish planet because it has red kind of textures in it. Mars has 2 moons called Phoebos and Phobos. And Mars is very cold since it's much farther from the Sun as well. Scientists think there might be life on Venus, so there are movies that could show that people could live on Venus. The fifth planet is called Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet, and it is also called a comet catcher. Jupiter is the biggest planet, and it is also made out of gas, and Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus are called the gas giants for the reasons that they are made of gas and very, very big. I think it's a comet catcher because it is the biggest planet, and since it's made out of gas. And Jupiter has 80 moons that are found right now, and day in Jupiter is fast. The radius in Earth is much closer from the Sun, but Jupiter is much far radius. But especially the Earth, though the Jupiter's radius is much faster. The sixth planet is called Saturn. Saturn is also a gas giant. You cannot stand on it. Also, you can see it better on a telescope. You can see more better when in the blue moon day. Saturn is very windy than the other planets, and it has lots of moons than any other planet, even more than Jupiter. One of them is bigger than Mercury. The seventh planet is called Uranus. A day in Uranus is 17 hours and 40 minutes. Uranus' year is 84 years of an Earth's year. Earth's wide multiplication 4 equals Uranus's wide, and Earth and Uranus have differences. Uranus is a gas giant, but Earth is made out of stone. Uranus has a ring as well since it's a gas giant. The last planet is called Neptune. Neptune is the last planet from the Sun. A day in Neptune is 16 hours. Neptune's year is 165 Earth years. Neptune has 16 moons that are found, and Neptune is covered in water, but you don't want to swim in there though. Neptune is very toxic, and it has toxic water as well. And here's an interesting fact about Neptune. Neptune can get as cold as minus 200 degrees Celsius. Now I'll tell you about the dwarf planets. The first dwarf planet is called Ceres. Ceres was considered as an asteroid first, but now it is considered as a dwarf planet. If you want to be a planet, you have 3 kinds of things. First, you need to be round, and you have to cover your surroundings, and you have to revolve a thing. But dwarf planets only include 2 of them. And Ceres is 13 out of 1 of the Earth, and it has bright dust that even NASA never improved. Here's a fun fact about it. Cereal came from the Ceres planet. Ceres is the planet of the corn. The second planet is called Makemake. Makemake is 3 times longer than the Grand Canyon in California. Once it was called Easter Bunny since it was found on the closest day of the Easter day. To revolve the sun, it will take about 305 years. It has a color of Pluto. One of you think that it doesn't have Mars color, but yes, I think it's true because it's reddish. Makemake's surface is extremely cold as well. But Haumea is much colder. It can get as cold as minus 240 degrees Celsius. A day in Haumea is 4 hours. That's why the shape is stringly. Do you remember when I say they need only 2 options when there are 3 options? But this little guy has 1. It isn't round, so because a day in Haumea is 4 hours and it spins very fast. A year in Haumea is 285 Earth years. Haumea's radius is 385 miles. Haumea has 2 moons called Namaka and Hayaka. The 4th dwarf planet is called Eris. Eris is 1,445 miles big, and Eris' day is about 26 hours. The radius is about 722 miles, and Eris has 1 moon called Daisomnia. The thing Dyson that is made out of a common thing, but I think Dyson made this thing like a Dysonia. The 5th dwarf planet is called Pluto. Pluto is the largest dwarf planet and is also the last dwarf planet that are found. Pluto was considered as a planet before the 1920s, but after the 20,000s, they considered as a dwarf planet because it only needs 2 of the options. A day in Pluto is 153 hours in the Earth. A year in Pluto is 248 years, and it has 5 moons, and one of them is big. Pluto revolves itself. You may see the heart in the shape. That shape is called Tomboy Regio. Thank you for listening to my presentation. The end.